Oh shit!
And welcome to the Two Masters Post Show. And in Keith's immortal words, shit.
I'm sure that's what will open the show now.
Yeah, that'll be the words. So let's get right into it.
It was a good episode, but I'm tired of disaster episodes. They need to.
I had a potness, a hyperbole, a theory.
You know, you can get those removed.
Yeah, I've only got the two.
There's treatment for that.
So my assumption is this.
Yeah.
We're not building off of just raw skill. That's why they keep destroying stuff. Well, how strong is it? How strong of a builder are you? By the way, it has to look pretty too.
Yeah.
I think
that is the I think that's the prevailing consensus now.
Which
how pretty is it?
That's it.
Well, I will say that my ride or die team, I think they got dissed. They got ignored. They went to 60. Their build was great. Their tower looked cool. It wasn't a block. And there was like, oh, your story at the bottom, we can't tell. It looked great. There were astronauts flying everywhere. And they got just kind of shoved to the side and everything. And I'm not saying that the Poseidon Tower wasn't good. And I'm not saying that the Flippy Flower things weren't good. The Flippy Flower things was not the best thing built on that show today, my opinion.
No, you're right, 100%. I like the flowers. And Mayor, I want to say this for me personally, my favorite looking build is the one that did the worst.
Oh, the one that was 20 miles an hour and broke?
But I love that build, man. That's my thing. This ant build stuff. Remember her? Yeah. I got Brittany. Welcome, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Greetings, salutations.
Yeah, it didn't go the way I figured it would go. And Mark and Steven's Bill made me happy. Yeah, Jeff is now. Where were you on the night of the 4th? No,
he turned on the sun.
Yeah, he did.
When all the competition was over, my predictions were right. I figured that Dave and Richard were going to win, and that Maria and Philip were going to go home.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I would say that Dave and Philip's build was the most creative, where they let the air actually flow through the tower. Nobody else did anything like that. And they had to make some sacrifices probably in structural integrity to pull that off.
Wayne and Zach's tower internal spun.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome.
I'm just saying. That's my...
But the aesthetic of that tower was awful. It was just Technic. It was a Technic frame. Their tower looked terrible.
All right, so here's the thing. So Dave Kalita is we all know Dave. I know Dave. Regardless. So Mark and Steven have the ability, right? And those two brothers have the ability too. But Dave is twice of their age. Maybe a little older than the brothers, not twice their age.
Yeah.
Dave has been building since some of the kids that we know have been scratching their daddy's crotch.
Right.
So, when Dave sets his mind to something, he can do it. And if his partner can't do it, Dave can teach his partner how to do it. Because that is what Dave does as a teacher.
That's true.
I think it's going to come down to the top three of Dave, the brothers, the Mark and Steven brothers, and then who got voted
Jack
off
and Wayne.
tonight?
The married couple from the Midwest.
Midwest Builders.
The really tall dude.
Okay, so those two, and I think it might come down to the Asian fellas. I'm a little iffy on that, but I think that's my prediction of the big three.
I agree. I think it's Mark and Steven, Zach and Wayne, and I didn't think about a third one, but the third one does make sense. Dave and Richard.
So I'm good with that idea too. I have another question / problem. Didn't the Brickmasters tell the brother and sister to cover the gray?
Yes, they
And
did.
then once they got up there, they're like, "You covered the gray, and now your other things are washed out." Okay, what the hell? Okay, talk.
Okay, yeah. They were complaining about the fact that they had gray as the base. It was a frame. Everything else could pop above it, and then they got onto it. Now, the little octopus thing they never fixed because it was, and they should have, but there were a lot of color. And then they junked it up with color to follow up on their advice, and then they almost got a hose. And had they gone home, that would have been a rip because I think they did a good job. They had some really good stuff.
Yeah, I think that following the advice of the Lego masters to spruce it up and get to put some color on that gray, and then for them to yoink them at the end, I was like, what?
Yeah.
That was BS.
The other thing about
Oh,
the other thing about building for a camera is that strong and simple captures TV much better than having a lot of detail. And so that's the one thing that I really picked up from season 1 with Tyler's builds. They often had very strong lines and didn't use maybe just a couple of colors, but used the colors well so that if you stood there and looked at it from 10 feet away, it would pop. And I think that's the biggest difference was they added color, but the detail was too small to really be appreciated from distance.
Mhm.
all right.
Yeah,
so
I guess
I have a question, and then I want y'all to answer it because I don't watch this crap. So they had the gray thing, the gray thing that they covered up. How did they cover up? Did they just go, "We'll put some Legos in front of this," or "We won't make a facade out of it,
What's
but
up,
we'll
you
make
homo?
it, but we'll just cover it up"?
They covered it with lots of vine and underwater looking coral and
Okay.
plop color all over. Yeah.
That's the thing is that, so if assume, Richard, you too, because I know your building techniques, know this very well. When you have to make something not look like shit, you're not going to throw stuff up there and be like, "We did it." You're going to make a designed architectural decision on where those lines are, where those lines meet, and go from there.
And
You're not going to go, "I'm going to put some vines up here. I'm going to put some coral."
like their
Ta-da, I
gray
did it.
didn't
No, that's
look
bullshit.
bad. It wasn't just, "Oh, here's a gray blob." Like they put
They
rock
worked
work
at it.
into
It
it.
wasn't-
It looked
yeah.
good. Like
It wasn't.
It wasn't just bleh.
It wasn't like, I don't know, a big gray tower with
No.
fish in it.
They had detail. It was good. Yeah, that was
If they-
dumb.
yeah,
Lipstick on a pig is still lipstick on a pig.
I thought it was good underwater landscaping with just a rocky base.
Yes.
And they
Oh,
said
look, we all agree.
it's too rocky looking, and you need to, use some color there. But of course, the only way to put color there is to put stuff on top of it. And they said that they were going to do that, and they got okay from Amy,
Yeah.
which
Well-
I'm calling bullshit.
Well, the one thing about their tower, it was just a big white block, and it didn't look great. And they put some stuff on there, but that's not what the Lego Masters were talking about. They had a really nice gray base plate with some water in it that was going to be a nice neutral backdrop for all the color they were going to pop on there in their characters, and that got lost. And they did what they were told, and then got told, "Oh, you lost it." And so, yeah, that was a hose right there.
I think part of
Okay,
it,
so-
there wasn't enough contrast
Correct.
between the colors used in the, kind of hiding the gray and the colors used in the extra elements they had there.
All I
Yeah,
keep hearing is, Jeff, you were right.
Almost. I think that if you moved back 10 feet and tried to look at it, you'd still see a sort of gray thing. And that may be what the issue was. Maybe. But they did what they were told to do and got the green light to do it,
Yep.
and then got penalized for it.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Did anybody actually use Clickits? Now, this is not actually a Clickit. This is a ball joint, but I don't think anybody actually angled their.
The
Did
quick
they angle
hitches,
their panels?
Like
Yeah.
Jamie.
Mm-mm.
Wayne and Zach did with the Technic.
Okay.
They were able to get an angle on their blades.
One more question. Well, two more questions. How much time did they have to change it when they were told, "Hey, this is poo poo. We want it this way"?
Not
You know,
much.
You don't really know.
We don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true. According
Well,
to
did it
the
flash
editing,
time
it wasn't
limit,
much.
No, that comment was directed at Mark and Wayne and Zach. I
no.
think
It was-
no. Wait, time frame wise, I think it was fairly early on. I think they had like 7 hours still to go because they were still kind of early in on the build for the brother and sister, Warren and what's his name.
All right. So the wife and husband got kicked off, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones that did the coral build and whatever, right?
No,
No,
they
the
didn't.
ones
They
that
didn't get
got
kicked
thrown
off for
up
that.
in the
They
house.
were the team that did that were in the bottom two with threat of going home. So
But the one that went home built the rinkiest, dinkiest fan blade I've ever seen.
What about those twin brothers that make us all really uncomfortable?
They did all right.
They
they
won.
were like top two.
Oh yeah, they did
Top
win.
two, yeah.
With a
Well,
big
top two.
gray rectangle building.
It now
With
I will
fish on
say
it.
it has some cool inset detail with the trident and some other stuff. It was cool, but it was basically a monolith. Everybody's tower was a monolith except for Stephen and Mark's, and there was made to flow in the air. It had,
it was
had a
sexy.
curve to it. It was an amazing shape, and it was also space for crying out loud.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that
and
was-
They complained about it.
It looked like a conning tower sitting on a planet.
It was great. I mean, and
Yeah.
they got onto him because their detail on the floor was kind of lacking. It was awesome.
Jeff,
So-
there were literally spacemen attached by Lego string flying backwards from the build.
And there was a little green thing that was a turbine. Did y'all see that? It would take
Yep.
the air in and spin. So they just I don't know. I think they just edited that in to make it look bad to justify putting who they put in the top. I really think Mark and Stevens' aesthetic was better than all of them. And they went the full distance on the fan too. So
Yeah.
I think they got hosed. My opinion.
Well,
You're just a big
it's,
homer.
I am.
when it comes down to it, reality TV is not real.
There you go.
They have a narrative. They know what they want to, how they want to build the story up, and having Mark and Steven win again would be to mess with the story,
I'm going to say this.
the overall arc.
Yeah, my wife and I watch several different reality shows that we are very clear and understand completely they're not based fully in reality. However, she told me a secret about one of the shows tonight, not like spoilers, but like behind the scenes, and it changed the entire way that we view the show now. But at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me because now it's this plus this to equal the best of the thing.
She told you that Fantasy Island isn't real.
Wait, no, it's not real. As a matter of fact, no. But as a child, I thought the other one was real.
I loved that show as a kid.
That's my jam, dude.
Freaked man. Remember the ones that every so often was kind of scary on Fantasy Island? You're like, what the heck,
I
man?
know, right? I don't want to go there.
Whoa.
What up, Nerd Rick?
I just noticed Keith's name.
The one thing I wanted to say about Wayne and
Zach and Wayne.
Thank you. No, not Zach and Wayne.
Oh,
The flower build is that they actually
Dave and
were
Richard.
kind of far along when they totally scrapped their idea, did new things. Like to me, when they came back and
No,
showed
that was Zach and Wayne.
okay, Zach and Wayne, when they showed the finished product on the flowers, I was like, how did they get all that done? Because it
Are you talking about the big flowers or the little flowers?
the big flowers.
Okay, the little
That's
flowers.
Dave
were
and
too, that
Richard.
was Zach and Wayne.
That's
but
Dave-
we're
Dave
talking
Richard.
about
David Richards. So
yeah,
you know, they tested theirs out with the fan and they were like, this is not working. And
yeah.
you know, I'm assuming that wasn't in the first 30 minutes. So that
I think it was halfway. Don't quote me on that. Also,
We wouldn't dare. We know
Also,
better.
according to the little redheaded gal, she let it drop that it was what?
Nothing. Go ahead.
That it was 17 miles per hour on the test.
Yeah. Good one.
She actually said the number.
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
So the test was 17 and 60 was the thing.
Well, another thing that I noticed is that the losing team built in minifig scale and used minifigs to decorate with. Nobody else seemed to.
They always seem to lose.
And yeah, because minifig scale doesn't translate well to TV because it's not big enough and it's fiddly and it makes you build to look like Lego rather than look like Lego making something else.
Oh,
And
hey, what about Mark and Steven having minifigs on theirs?
did they? I don't even remember that. Yeah, I guess they did.
The astronauts that were flying.
The astronauts.
No, I thought those are little brick built astronauts. I think.
No.
Yeah, they were.
No.
I don't know, but I need a set from Atlanta Brick Company, sponsor. for all your Lego needs, go to Atlanta Brick Company, sponsor of the PBN.
Cha-ching.
Y'all better see this, and I want my money.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I don't know. What would you, Chris? What would you have built?
Dude, I don't know. I would have loved to make some sort of helix in the middle of the tower, like they did. But I want to know what the rules were if they had to have a certain length on the blades. I have a feeling we didn't hear some of those rules.
I'm certain
because when you then looked at everybody's thing, all the fan blades were like the same length. So I think they had a rule that you had to build the fan, because when it all came down to it, it was the fan that survived, not the tower. When you broke a blade, you were done. So the structure of the blade was what mattered, and the length of the blade. I bet you that's what was the one of the rules we didn't hear. And everything. So yeah, so made that blade maybe star shaped or something, and have a spacey galaxy helix or something going. That might have been cool. But they said moon base. They said moon base on the
moon base. Because I
So-
texted Chris the second they said it.
I know. I was waiting for somebody to.
They probably had two rules. One was the length of the blades, and
Nice.
that they had to have at least 3 blades
Yeah,
and no more than 4.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw some 3Zs and 4Zs. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
there
what-
were 3 or 4 blades, and it had to be so long. That
And the
way,
tower
that
had to be
the
high.
wind, tower had to be 24 inches high at least. So I think that the idea was that the wind would be enough that it would bend the blades and maybe catch the tower, and that is the main thing. Now, if I was going to build it, I would have built something very close to Mark and Steven and something close to Zach, but I would make sure that the head was actually sticking out way far ahead of anything, so that the blades would not hit anything ever.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of like this shape
Now,
with
what is it?
a very back support.
One more
You
time.
could make the blades stronger by having multiple layers of plates, but then you'd make them heavier. So it's a real trade-off between building it more solid, and then if it's more solid, it's heavier. So once it starts spinning, there's more force, and it might just fly apart. So it looked like a tough challenge to me.
So
Go ahead.
because now I'm trying to remember what everybody's looks like. The two, Mark and Steven, and then Caleb and Jacob both got to 60. And both of their builds, their towers were like rounded instead of square. Was anyone else's rounded, or were they all square?
I
Everybody's
think
was square.
everybody's was square.
But both of theirs were like rounded.
Who was the other team that was rounded?
Jacob and Caleb.
No, there was.
It was blocky, but the front of it had rounded edges, not square edges.
It did, because it for all that extra pretty on the
Right.
sides.
Yeah.
Welcome, Mayor.
I'm not saying there's a connection there. I just noticed it. So, hey, maybe, whatever.
Aerodynamical.
Did
More dynamical.
did the teams have to come up with their own like mount for the blade, or was that something they were given as well? They had to come up with their own mount for the blade to spin on.
Almost certain.
I think so. Yeah.
I thought
Given that they all were different, I would assume so.
yeah.
So how many of you were sitting at home when they hit 60 and they stopped and they were like, come on, can't we just go to 70? Like,
Yeah,
can't we
crank
just
that baby.
go until it breaks? Like,
Yeah.
Below it. blow till it blows apart.
Come on.
The other
Break it.
thing,
Push it.
the other
Crank
thing
it up to 11.
the other thing that bothered me is that we started at different speeds, or at least they cut
Well,
it.
that's
At
just the editing.
I don't like the
That's
editing.
just
That's
the
what's wrong with the
editing.
show today. The editing.
He wants the
More than
2-hour
2 minutes,
version where
right?
nothing is edited out.
I would love the 2-hour version with nothing. I want to see the whole thing. I want to see all the details and a slow.
They
spin
really
through
need
them
to.
all.
They really need to. At the end of like X number of seasons, do a behind the scenes on each season.
right?
I thought it was odd that there were some people who started at 10 and some people who started at 15. I caught that too.
Yeah, and I don't know if they actually, like she said, it could have been editing, but whatever. I got to interject real quick. Hang on, let me interject real quick. Mayor Milberg, we're going to the Lego store for a fall day on Saturday, and then we're going to go out to eat afterwards.
Okay.
Yep. Stores should open. Both stores are opening at 9, and we're going to end up meeting at Dana and me and some other people are going to go from the one that's north to the one that's south.
North.
They're both north. One is center and one is
Sugar
east.
loaf.
We're going to end up
North Point.
we're going to end up Sugarfoot. That's where we're going.
Sugar
Sugarloaf,
loaf.
that's the one by the
My house.
medieval times, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I know that Matt is actually doing a cookout for us when we get no. Okay.
Not right now, no.
No, sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure that Mayor heard that face to face. I don't know if anybody's been cluing him in on our meetups that we've been up
Will we
to.
be getting our bricks then?
Oh no. That's a question for Dana. I don't know.
No, not the other ones. I'm just talking about our lug brick.
Allegedly.
Lug bulk? No.
No, not the lug
Our
bolt.
peaches?
Not the lug bowl, just our brick
Wait,
for our peach.
The peach?
lug.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He said
Okay.
he was going to try to have them
Allegedly.
there.
I will not be there.
So we'll
Keep
see.
saying it, man. Just keep saying it.
I will not be there.
Keep saying it. Sorry about the derailment. All right. Anybody else want to talk about what they would have built?
So the one thing that struck me is when the show started, I was thinking about the strength of the tower
Mhm.
and building a tower that would be really strong, because I was thinking that's what would be the decisive element, with like when the tower fell over. But really, there was only like one tower that flew off the base plate. It was
Yeah.
the fan blades for all the rest. There was that one where the whole thing goes whoosh
Yeah.
and smashes, but it was the fan blades for everybody else. So
Yeah.
the thing about this contest and the shake contest is that even if you went and watched all the other Lego Masters in other countries, I think these were brand new, so nobody could game plan for these kind of structural challenges.
Yeah.
And who sits around at home is like, you know what, I'm going to build something and turn a giant fan on it. I mean, maybe somebody does, but not me. Okay.
Heck yeah, my castle ain't going nowhere. Keith, what about you, man?
I think the fan blades, at least, I think I'd use those 2x2 round curved slopes there as the edges of the fan blades, and then kind of build it out maybe with what do you call it, cheese slopes or something like that for the edge, for the back edge, to give that the wind something to push against. And then as far as the tower, I think I'd make it almost like a triangle front, so that the wind kind of doesn't even push against the tower, it just goes right by it. And then the real thing is always going to be the structure at the top, right? To make that strong enough to hold the blades, but also, sturdy enough that the tower can support it. So I don't know. It's tough. But I think I'd try to do 3 blades.
I think that the Technic solution from Zach and Wayne was good. It's just that they should have reclad it a little bit more, and just I think doing a Technic build is not a bad way to go.
Yeah.
It's just that they left it more Technic than aesthetically pleasing, just to build stuff.
Yeah.
My phone's in the other room if you're texting me. Sorry. It happens. Boo, I hear you.
Everybody texting. Your phone's just gonna go.
Yeah.
No, I'm
But,
not texting you.
so is the show waning, or is it just the gaps between? I know that the numbers are down, but that's just, I don't know about that either. Just tell me what y'all think.
So it's like
Repeat.
every other favorite TV show. We're gonna take Firefly for example.
Don't do
moving
that.
They kept moving the time slot of where the show was, and nobody would watch. Well, everybody would watch it, but Fox was still like poo poo on them. Fast forward to Lego Masters, and they're like, "Well, it's a good thing that we've got these Olympics going on, and also these other things going on. Also, it's a good thing it's all on Tuesday." So the average person who's not invested in the show, like I don't know, normal people that aren't apples, are not going to care. They're going to be like, "Oh, good, the Olympics are on. I can watch the triathlon." Who gives a shit about a triathlon?
I do.
So, we're going to watch instead not Lego people that, build stuff and whatever. It's a very niche thing, and like Fox is once again handling it like, well, I got this bag of gold. Instead of this bag of gold, I'm going to take a bag of crap, and I'm going to smear that all over our programming. And then, ta-da, perfect.
I want a bonus.
I wonder if viewership will go up now that school's back in. I mean, it is here, and people are here now. Fox was quick to say that theirs was one of the highest digital replay. People are watching it not live, but later kind of stuff, and the demographic was good. But yeah, just the regular viewership's not that high. Because I think the first series it was new, and then it was COVID, and we had nothing else to do but sit and watch it.
Yeah.
So we got excited about that. But I'm wondering if what have they got? 4 more episodes? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't even know if they know. Maybe viewership will go up a little just because not everybody is on vacation and everything. However, not everybody is in that boat. So I don't know. I think, but the timing was extremely poor on their part. So
they should have moved the Olympics.
Yeah, absolutely.
That part. They should. Oh wait.
So let me play devil's advocate to Jeff's position. If this is a niche show, then if the audience is diehard Lego people, then what difference does it make? We're going to tune back in as we all have after the Olympics.
Yeah. Wait, all but Jeff.
Yeah,
No, I agree with you, Matt. I agree with you. It's just,
I mean, I could see some producer going, well, these Lego nerds, they'll just come back and start watching it after the Olympics. I mean,
well, I didn't watch the Olympics, so I have no idea.
We won.
Did we? That's great.
Planet Earth came in first place in medals.
In metal, not gold, silver, or bronze. In metal. Yay.
In metal. That's right.
Okay, there you go. I don't keep up. Anyway.
I love you, Jeff.
What about you, Mary? Are you going to get on the show?
I don't think I'm skilled enough to be on the show.
Neither have the people that are on the show.
Oh.
I don't know.
Insert name here.
I was listening to you guys about the whole whether or not it's going to ratings. I don't know. It hasn't excited me this time around for some reason.
He said it hasn't or has?
No.
Yeah.
You want more stuff to blow up?
Maybe that's it. More colors.
I think the next one will be a flood.
The people that are on are all people I had no connection with this season. As opposed to several of the people that were on the season 1. I knew about Tire Kites and Tina's work, and I'd met Boone at BrickCon a couple years ago, and yeah, it was interesting, but I really wanted to kind of get behind a blank slate, really, to see who would be a better builder team. So I do have to say that I've been tainted by hanging out with several of them 2 weekends ago. So
No,
there is
Not
that.
doing it well enough either, though.
That's all right. Most of the people I hung out with already kicked off. It was fine. It's good times.
yeah. I spent some time. I spent not a lot of time with Philip at Brook Fair, and I had sent him a message as soon as the show was over that I was sad to see that he had been eliminated this week.
Yeah.
But hey, they got their thing, and that's you can't deny that.
Yeah.
You can't, it's there.
They
got their Lego Master title, and they're going to run with that.
I mean, as far as it'll take them,
Yeah.
I mean, just like Mel said, was it last year? He's like, nope. Because of COVID, ain't nobody gonna know who I am no more. That's what
Mel Brown?
Well, yeah. Who?
Nah.
I that's what he said. I knew better.
Nah.
I know.
I know better. Yeah. It was. I know Mel and had talked to had interacted with him prior to the show on the first season, and it was another one that I had some investment in, and always happy to see him because he's just a great guy.
He's good people.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say the one team that has surprised me has sort of come on is the Twins, and first couple episodes I thought that these people are not going to make it very far because it seemed like they were struggling, and then they still drove the car off, which was great television. But agonizing, I'm sure, after putting all that time into building something, whatever it was, 8-10 hours, and then literally it's like 5 seconds and they drive it off the table, right? But I actually think that they've definitely gotten better as the shows progress. They seem like they're more of a competitor, and they might make it to the final round. I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked now if they made it that far.
I really like that Mark brought it up. You wanted to do something catastrophic, like drive your vehicle off a cliff. Oh, that was a bird.
That was good.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and according to Mark and Steven, they really do get along with each other. They're doing that to pick and have fun and goof on each other and everything. But I think they really built a tight bond with those. The brothers did, so it's pretty cool.
Whatever, Jeff. But yeah, I was gonna say something. I forgot. Don't mind me.
So, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, and this is just me thinking out loud, and we all know I have baby brain, like I'm stupid. So, they've said that they tried to eliminate more of the drama this year, like how they framed things last year, like Sam and Jess, and just other little things that happened throughout the season. They tried to do away with that more this season.
Yep.
Which I think is noticeable.
Yeah.
And now it's got less draw, which, there are other factors like COVID and stuff. But I wonder if that really does play a part. Are we really, not us, but
society as a whole,
are we really just in it for the drama? Do we just want that drama? We want someone to really be mad at somebody and really yell at somebody and, call somebody out for not even knowing Lego. Is that what we want? Is that why it's not?
Are you asking about the average viewer, or are you asking about us?
Yeah, the average viewer. We don't count. We're gonna watch it. But, since the numbers.
I think the average viewer, wants that crap.
I wonder if that's really affecting the numbers.
A damn shame.
The main thing affecting the numbers is the show comes out, everybody can get outside and go, and it's in the summer. And so The other one was played in the winter when no one could get outside, and then no one could get outside when COVID hit. So I think the numbers. I mean, it's not new anymore. This is sophomore season, whatever. So you're going to have some drop.
Yeah.
But when they release it, and they release it as all of a sudden everybody can take their mask off and go run naked in the park or whatever. Well, maybe not that, but anyway, not around
It's
here.
one time, Chris. One time.
A swan headed coming.
But yeah, so I mean, this is a show mostly kind of aimed at kids, and they say 18 to 25-year-olds, but really kids get into it. And guess what? The kids got to go out. They were not at home watching TV. The weather was warm, the weather was nice, and they could get out. So I think that affect viewership more than anything for me.
The one that thinks the redhead's hot, I guess.
18 to 20. Have they met 18 to 25-year-olds?
That's the demographic they want, and that's the one they always report on. So,
well, that's not what they're going to get. They're going to get this. They're going to get this 45 to 50-year-old male demographic. That is what we're doing here right now.
Right.
This is what they should be pushing towards.
Yeah, let me pick myself out of here. That's their demographic.
There's
Us
the person
boy.
you want to date, and then there's the person you can date.
Precisely. Thank you, Matt.
Oh, man.
There's the hot sports car you want to own when you're a teenager, and then there's the piece of crap that you inherit from your parents.
Yeah, the Volvo.
That Toyota Supra.
There you go.
The Prius my son is driving, even though he
Yeah,
ripped the
love
bumper off
it,
of my
yeah.
car.
All of these things.
Oh.
Fox is like, we're going to get 18 to 25-year-olds with this Lego show.
No.
No.
You're not. No.
You're going to get the 9 to 12-year-olds and then 45-year-olds.
You're going to get the 18 to 25-year-olds' parents. Like,
Yep.
We should be seeing commercials during the breaks that are aimed at 13, 10, 11, 12, 14-year-olds who haven't established brand loyalties yet, and marketers are trying to hook them on their brand. Seriously, I mean, that's who ought to be advertising, because those are kids that haven't started buying products yet, and they're up for grabs in the marketplace. I'm actually shocked that we're not seeing more advertising aimed at that age group so far.
I'm ready.
Well, I mean, in the scheme of things, they don't need to, because the show is all about a toy that, so that's their advertisement for Lego as far as all that's concerned. But you are right. Like, I am confused as to why we're not seeing advertisements for, like, I don't know, like Pepsi or Coke or anything, the things like that. That's a little confusing, but it's also like Lego is pretty much an asshole when it comes to like other promotions. So like, I think we'll see some for like the other TV shows on Fox, but I don't know about like brands or anything like that. But I'm talking out my ass, and I don't have a college degree, so there you go.
Wait, hold on. You can talk out your ass all you want, but a college degree is a paper, and depending on the person who can make it worth, put on the wall or wipe your ass with it.
I was taking a
For
jab.
us, we have wall hangers in here. Thank you, gentlemen.
a college degree just means that you can talk out your ass, and people think you know what you're talking
Wait,
about. Doesn't mean you
wait,
actually
I did more than that, and that's all I had to do. Dang it!
All you had to do was hang it.
You had to learn how to take the derivative to get to
And
college.
real quick, Jeff, you can talk about anything you want because you and I come from the school of hard knocks.
That's fair.
All right. That's why the ones with the papers let us do what we want.
I mean, you're not wrong.
They're not scared of us. They just know. They're educated enough to know where we came from.
Hey,
You do know there's a college professor like right there, right?
I know. And he trusts me, and I trust him, and it's fine.
Yeah, we like that.
College is not for everyone.
He's also a Gen Xer, so he really knows what time it is. Oh man.
I mean, I tell my students that some people it's not for them,
No.
and there are entire career trajectories where you don't need a college degree. But
Yeah, but you better have a hard ass.
I always say that you better have a plan for when your body wears out, because if you're a carpet layer, your knees are going to wear out by the time you hit 50. I mean, that's just the reality. So, or if you're in construction, you better be managing that construction at 50 because.
So I've decided that Sugar Mama is my route,
Hey.
and I did great.
Marry well, right?
There it
That's
is.
one strategy.
I married up, y'all.
So, what about next episode?
They's talking about. I saw that Jesse ruined it. We don't usually check on those, but we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Well, how
Yeah,
can we
the
ruin it?
puppets. Puppets. I'm not certain how that's going to play out.
You say puppets or Muppets?
Puppets. Well, I guess they're more like Muppets.
Okay.
Honestly, I think Dana and I might could have hung to this point, but when they said puppets, that was when we would have lost.
No, you would have had to lean on Dana. Oh boy.
Same thing.
They would have made a spaceman with a skull that's mouth moved.
Yes.
I mean, Dana's the one that does community theater. He could probably pull you through.
That's true. That's true.
Wait, what?
Yep, Dana does.
Nice
community
knowing
theater.
him. I'm kidding. Theater, it's great.
No, I'm Dana and I were joking around because I was teasing him. I'm like, "You're the one that community theater. I'm the gay guy. I don't do theater. I don't do show tunes." I'm like, and
He
at one
plays
point,
hockey too.
I play hockey. I play ice hockey. You know,
I get the feeling that not only do they have to have a puppet, and it's got to have a moving mouth, a puppety thing. Not only you got to do that, it's got to be a great character. But I think they have to build two of them, and one for each person of the team. That you got to build them together. But then they have to have some sort of story.
It's
To
all
act
about
out.
story, ain't it?
you got all
Yeah.
that from the preview.
Well,
Yes.
it looked like they had to partner together. They had to partner with another teams and do a skit together.
Time murders story.
Freaking skit! No one told us about a freaking skit.
Don't leave.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
So I
can it
think-
please be
I
the
think-
Happy
20
Time
minutes.
Murders? That was a great puppet movie. All right. Well,
What?
So yeah, I got that all from the preview.
All that.
All of that.
All that.
All of it.
Power of observation. You don't need no college degree to observe, right?
Nah, man.
He's so offended right now.
It's all right here. It's all in the brain.
all in the brain.
Offense taken.
You gotta open your eyes.
Doggy.
He's so mad at me.
All right, enough of that.
That'd have been hilarious if he'd have bit you. That would have been-
Yeah, he knows better.
Great television. Great
Jesus,
television.
We don't have any cat today, so we need dog.
There's Keith.
Hey!
Nope.
Nope.
He's offended.
No.
That's
Wow.
all right. Keith
No,
Jeff or
Keith.
Jamie walks through them doors. He's like their best friend till
Exactly.
they leave.
Then they cry. Then he cries at the door. Cries.
That was only for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're his favorite, like outside of me.
Honestly.
Mhm.
Well, we didn't come here to talk about it. Do you guys want to just end it or do we want to keep talking?
I mean, we should probably just call it. We don't really have much else to say. People got voted off. Some of us agreed. Some of us disagreed.
I didn't really disagree with that.
Oh,
No,
I didn't disagree with who went home. I disagreed with who was in the bottom. I also disagreed with who was in the top.
Wait, okay, so
Yeah, I actually called it early in the show. I said they were talking about something about their building. I said that's okay. You're next to go anyway.
Wow.
Aw.
Oh, it's not that I don't like him. It's how Fox works. I just.
So
Yeah.
Chris, do you who did you feel like should have been in the bottom, Chris?
Well, the one that went home was definitely in the bottom.
Clearly.
I'm not sure who else deserved to be in the bottom. However, the other team that did get in the bottom, they got hosed over to be in the bottom. I mean, they did what they were told to do, and then they ended up in the bottom. And I think that was weak sauce. Maybe they just had to pick somebody to put in the bottom. But I mean, I'm just going to say this: as impressive as Zach and Wayne's doodads were, the aesthetic of their build it was pretty kind of. It was a little bit weak sauce. It was just a ranch house with a Technic tower beside it.
Yeah,
for aesthetics. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Are you saying the house they live in is ugly?
No, but the build
was very plain.
It was kind of plain.
For the build challenge of which they were building,
minimalist.
You know what I would have done for them? I would have made that. Where do you put the grain? Silo. I would have made a silo out of that. A 5/18 sided silo.
I put grain right here. I eat it.
Huh? Okay.
Put the grain in my mouth.
I eat the grain.
What's up, Jake? How you doing, Jake? What's up?
Say hello.
Now, how's your bumpers? Oh. And he's gone.
Ooh, what's that noise?
I don't know.
Sorry.
Oh, Jeff.
That was the longest part.
That was the wind. That was Jeff it being the wind for us for the episode today.
Nice.
He was speaking out of his butt.
So yeah, I don't usually cut them this early, but I think we have turned over every rock and we have poked every octopus. Would agree?
Great.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Also, Alex starts school tomorrow, pre-K, for the first time ever. And then quick. Here's the question before we go. Okay.
Who do we think is going to fail at the puppeting next week?
I don't know what we're even talking about when it comes to that. Honestly, I don't know what the puppet means.
We'll talk about it next week.
You gotta make a thing that does this. You gotta make a thing that goes like it's talking and has some other movement, head movement, or
we'll talk about it
maybe
next week when they do it.
Who do you think is gonna fail miserably?
We'll talk
doing
about
that?
it next week when they do it.
No, I want to know predictions now.
Y'all, Rich, you don't know Brittany that well, do you? You about to come to Pennsylvania on your ass. Brittany does not like spoilers of any kind.
Okay, fine.
It's not spoiling, it's forecasting based on what you've seen so far.
We haven't seen anything.
No, I didn't see anything. We don't watch the part where they say next week.
Oh, well.
So he already spoiled it.
I think he's talking about basically falling back on the skill set of the various teams. Like,
see, and that's a teacher answer right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The team that went home this week, honestly, if I were ranking the teams on skill set, I would have ranked them at the bottom that were left. So I was not completely shocked when they went home. And I think they did very well to last that long.
So I guess in the way of societal whatever, I'm going to say that the ladies are going to go home this week.
But I don't like.
Yeah,
I know I like them too. They're like literally pound for pound, everything they have done, I have liked. All the rest of them, I've been like, on their builds, except for Mark and Steven have not ever let me down.
See, I would want the brother and sister to go home, but I don't feel like Fox is ready to let them go yet.
No, there's too much Tyler left in them.
So,
Yep.
No, I. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the ladies are going to go.
I like them.
The artsy ladies.
I like the artsy ladies. I feel like they did a bang up job, and they know Lego.
Do you mean there's too much Tyler in them? Like he builds better than anybody you've ever met? Is that what you mean? I'm just asking.
No, I'm saying they gave him the same personality that Tyler was given or has. And by that, I don't mean I'm not disrespecting either one of them. I'm saying what those two guys are the thing that Fox made.
The clean cut. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I'm not dogging either one of the guys. I saved one of them for disaster on Facebook. Whatever.
That was not him.
Was that?
That was the guy that went home tonight.
Oh, I saved his ass. Never mind. Still disastrous. So with that being said, let's get out of here. From all of us here at the Pickpocket Nation and Lego Magic, all of you at home, remember, you got to love those bricks. Bye, everybody.